Hey there, folks. My name's Ryan, and I'm on to make a video about wishing for insane asylums to make a comeback, which I hear a lot from the right on X. Uh, the more I think about this, the worse of an idea that sounds like. It was a problem having insane asylums because of the corruption within our government. Sound familiar? Because of corruption within our layers of government, people were put into insane asylums who didn't belong there, who were put there for political reasons or revenge reasons, or someone wanted to get a hold of their stuff, and it's a lot easier to get a hold of somebody's stuff when they're locked in a padded cell. But this was at a time when Americans didn't hate each other and think that half the country was crazy on both sides. And there was a torture problem and a sexual violence problem in these asylums that we used to have. Those big ones that, are mostly gone now, but the ones Reagan shut down. There was a lot of torture going on. There was a lot of SA going on, a lot of child abuse, trafficking, all sorts of violence, crazy stuff going on. And that was before this narcissistic, psychopathic society taught everyone to hate, taught everyone how to torture via television and media programming and news sources. That before it encouraged everyone to abuse children, to hurt women, to make sexual violence against women a normal occurrence for a lot of men once they will go online. And if we start building asylums now, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be 10 times more violent, 10 times more sexually violent, 10 times more corrupt, 10 times more political. It's just going to be utter hell. And I know that's what some of you want. And I mean, the thing is the left is crazy and dangerous. They feel the same way about us. That's because they're idiots, but they can still take political power. And if they do, don't be shocked when you get put in one of these asylums because you don't think the right way according to them. According to the Muslims who think it's okay to screw a 6-year-old but not have a pet dog. The people who think nailing a 6-year-old is okay, but showing your hair while you're a woman is haram. You'll have people like that working in mental asylums, and they'll put your kids in there because you're a conservative, and let them have fun with your kids. And they'll put you in a different one, and they'll steal your property, bankrupt you, ruin your life, drug you forever, drug you so all you can do is stare at the wall and drool. And, the Kamala administration will happily pay them to torture you and pay the bills. Because you have the wrong kind of opinions. Even though your opinions were, I want to be left alone, and their opinion is give me all your stuff and let me screw your kids. And, murder you in the streets and face no consequences. But, they can still take power. And Democrats, although many of you belong in a mental asylum, do you really want to be building them and encouraging it? Your brains don't have to be broken. You can face the truth and maintain your humanity and your psychological stability. It's not always easy. Life isn't supposed to be easy. That's why you're all so fucking soft, is because it's too freaking easy. So suck it up, face reality, grow up, pay attention to what's happening, and then look for real intelligent changes to put us in a better direction. But we have the largest prison population in the world, hands down, not even close. And if we build asylums everywhere, we'll just continue increasing how many people we've got living in a cage, costing the state a ton of money, when all you could have done is just be decent human beings to people. Just be a decent human being. Stop trying to steal everybody's stuff. Stop trying to stick your body parts on everybody else's body parts. Stop trying to be control freaks. And get a grip on reality. Because this is becoming too difficult for everybody to deal with. And none of us with our brains intact want a civil war. But this all came about because I'm listening to I'm watching this psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever, same thing, who has some good videos on abnormal psychologies, particularly like with borderline personality disorder in women. I've watched a few of her videos on that. But psychology is a mess. And declaring someone crazy is not something you want your average psychologist or psychiatrist doing, because they're half batshit crazy too. It's like asking Satan to make moral decisions about you. I mean, what are we doing here? So this lady thinks that people who get overstimulated easy, which includes me, after being sprayed with pesticides walking down a highway in Arizona, she thinks we should be subjected to large amounts of it. Of the things that cause us big problems. And in my case, it's purely neurological. This is the way that my brain works changed after being sprayed with pesticides. I went from liking going to raves to not liking noise above a whisper. I mean, really, like, I really just don't. I think Starbucks music's too loud. It has nothing to do with any mental illness. This is anything, like, I'm far from a soft individual, physically or mentally. My brain changed. Whatever it was, I'm not a neurologist, but something in the way that my neurons move, or the electrons move from neuron to neuron, or the pathway they take, something like that has changed because of this chemical exposure. It's not something that can be beaten out of me or mentally abused out of me. It's not like I'm getting upset for no reason. My brain works differently. And so sensory input is cranked up to 1,000. So imagine going to Starbucks in the morning and it sounds like the loudest place you've ever been in your entire life. Standing next to a speaker rack at Bonnaroo. Have you stood in front of the big wall of speakers at Bonnaroo? That's what Starbucks sounds like to me. And her psychological analysis is that I should be tortured with stuff like that until it no longer bothers me. It's neurological, dummy. But this psychologist is too stupid to know the difference between a mental illness and a neurological pathology. And you want her making the decisions on who's crazy and who's not? That goes for both sides of the coin. Better think long and hard about it. For real. Because there's not a one of you that I couldn't make up a story about why you need to be locked at a mental hospital, because a lot of you are crazy. A lot of you are crazier than I am. That's for freaking sure. Anyway, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I'd love for you to hit the like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm ugly. Make a suggestion. Any of that kind of stuff. I'll have an email address and a Cash App in the description. But it's not a toll booth. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you.